I've got Marge out again, letting her around the room, and I thought maybe tonight I could talk about some of the things that I've done for care and feeding of Marge. So when I first ordered Marge, it was the start of the second week of September, and the first thing I did was prep her tank, which was my tank for my bearded dragon before he passed away. So I made sure everything was disinfected just in case there could have been any cross-contamination of diseases, because you never know. And used the ground coconut husk and Repta bark from PetSmart. And I made sure to soak it and mix it multiple times the day before she arrived, just to make sure the humidity was up, because I live in southwest Idaho. And if you've ever been to the western part of the United States, it's extremely dry, not very humid, so it's a challenge making sure she has the right conditions. So I made sure everything was humid. I ended up having to make a few pet store runs right after she got here, because I thought I had enough heat exposure for her, but it wasn't quite enough. I also didn't have enough gauges as to humidity levels and temperature throughout the cage, as to having the cold side and a warm side. So I have 3 fixtures right now, one with a 100 watt basking lamp and one with a 150 watt basking lamp, and as well as the UVB sun lamp. I can't remember the exact name for it right now. And then as far as feeding her, routinely every week or so, at least 1 or 2 days out of that week, I will give her calcium dusted crickets, and she loves those, as well as chicken gizzards, because they're the easiest thing for me to acquire around here. I tried to go to Winco and ask them if they had chicken hearts, but they don't carry those. They carry chicken livers. I think that's gross. So I just buy the packaged chicken gizzards, and I'll take the time at the start of a month, and I'll chop them up into pieces that are just big enough to fit, obviously, because there's a rule between the width of their eyes. This is the same for bearded dragons, I remember, to make sure that it's not going to be too big so she won't choke on it. So I cut the meat into those small chunks, and then I will take a good pinch of them and put it in a piece of saran wrap, and I'll freeze it. And the previous time, I froze them for about enough for a week. That was very difficult because I'd have to thaw it out every time I fed her. And so I portioned it out this time, so it's just enough to feed her for a day. And she's growing every day, so it makes it difficult. So I'm probably going to have to change the portions up a little bit, because she's eating all of it, and I'm worried that she's not getting enough if that's happening. But she's been doing just fine so far. Aside from that, I'll make sure I give her at least 2 or 3 baths a week. And I'll just heat the water up in the bathtub to the point where it's warm to my touch, but not burning, not scalding, because obviously it's going to be a lot harder for her because she's cold-blooded. And probably fill it up 2 to 3 inches, because it's enough. She's big enough now that she can float above it, and she keeps her head above the water, so she's not drowning in it, obviously. And I'll let her swim around in that, usually until either she's spazzing out too much, or until the water is starting to get cold to my touch, because I don't want to freeze her out. And then I'll get her out, and I will dry her off with my towel, because I'm not too much of a germaphobe. I shower every day. And make sure that she's dry. And now we're obviously in the family room. It's not the warmest, but it's the easiest room to make sure all exits are blocked off. The couches are very easy to access, and because there's stairs right here, she doesn't usually climb things, because obviously, if you know, tegus don't like to climb. But right now, because it's like 9 o'clock, she's asleep under the couch behind me, like literally right behind me, curled up like she's in an egg right now. But if you have any questions about how I take care of her any further than what I explained, go ahead and comment below, and I can answer them. But thanks for watching. Oops. They don't call him a skateboardist for nothing, because she just wedged herself underneath the cushions right here and fished her way through to here. It scared me because I didn't know where she'd gone. Come on. No, don't go deeper. Get out. Ugh. There you go. She's getting big. It's gonna get scary when she does stuff like this when she's bigger. Night, night.